Hello people that want to see me beheaded, make sure you go on my Patreon and shirt shop. Okay, we got that out of the way. Everyone is blaming ICE and apparently Trump for someone's death. If to find out who and why, keep watching. That's the dumbest intro ever done ever. Hello everybody, welcome back to the crappiest show on the internet. I'm the guy that doesn't like doing intros that much. So, let's get down to business. And oh my goodness, I need to do a new background. This is dumb now. Well, it's dumb for me. Alright, so apparently this little girl, her name is Jakelin. I'm just gonna call her Jakelin because I cannot pronounce it and I am so sorry. She is a Guatemala 7-year-old girl that died during the crossing the desert with her father while being processed by the CBP. Now, R.I.P, but it is not your fault. It is your parents. They should have gotten, thought to themselves, you know what? Our daughter might be sick from traveling all this way, across thousands of miles to 2 countries by walking with no resources. What could possibly go wrong? The child dies. But who does the media blame for this? Trump and ICE. Not blaming the parents. Not blaming the parents at all for their dumb decision. Instead of providing care for their child, they decide, you know what? Let's just risk it all and go across a few countries for just because someone lied to everyone saying, hey, if you illegally cross the US border, there would be a program for you guys to get jobs. Yeah, child died, and yet they're just like, okay, they want 50 G's so they can go back, and now a child died. And who is this all blamed to? Trump and ICE. See, when the parents and the child was taken into custody, the reason why they separate the child because they don't know if the child and the parents are actual family. So they gotta do a lot of tests and stuff, and they gotta do a lot of background checks, because guess what? They don't know who you are because you illegally tried to enter, so they don't know who you are. So yeah, it's a long process to see if you're actually legit. So now you gotta wait a long time to get your child now. And ICE didn't really know about the child's, sickness because it wasn't really told. The child died. It's ICE's fault, apparently. The family should be arrested, tell you that. Now let's read this wonderful post by the Washington Post, shall we? 7-year-old migrant girl taken into Border Patrol custody dies of dehydration and exhaustion. Okay, whose fault is that? Not ICE's, tell you that. A 7-year-old girl from Guatemala died of dehydration and shock after she was taken into Border Control custody last week for crossing from Mexico into the United States illegally with her father and a large group of migrants from a remote span of New Mexican desert, U.S. Customs and Border Protection. The child's death is likely to intensify, I can't pronounce that word, of stations and CBP facilities that are increasingly overwhelmed by large numbers of families seeking asylum in the United States. If you're seeking for asylum, seek asylum. Don't illegally enter. You can literally file for asylum while not being in the US. You can't file for asylum while illegally entering. You can literally just ask them and they will hand you stuff and make sure that you are legit. And then they'll let you in. But no, you have to illegally jump the border. So you make the process even longer and also a higher chance to not get asylum. According to CB records, the girl and her father was taken into custody about 10 p.m. December 6th, south of Lawrenceburg, and as a part of 163 people were approached, U.S. agents to turn themselves in. More than 8 hours later, the child began having seizures at 6:25 a.m. I bit my tongue. CBP records show emergency responders who arrived soon after measured her body temperatures 105.7 degrees, and according to a statement from CBP, she reportedly had not eaten or consumed water for several days, and then she died. But it's not ICE's fault, now is it? Because guess who hasn't been feeding them? Guess who hasn't been feeding the child, giving her proper medical care when she needed it? It's $1 million question, so I don't know, maybe the parents? After a helicopter flight to Providence Children's Hospital in El Paso, the child went into cardiac arrest and was revived, according to the agency. However, the child did not recover and died at the hospital less than 24 hours after being transported, CBP said. The agency did not release the name of the girl or her father, but the father remains in El Paso awaiting a meeting with Guatemalan consular officials, according to CBP, the agency is investigating the incident to ensure appropriate policies were followed, it said. That's kind of weird. Somehow I got her name. Food and water are typically provided to migrants in Border Patrol custody, and it wasn't immediately clear Thursday if the girl received provisions and a medical exam before the onset of seizures. Yeah, maybe it's because they didn't know the fact that a child decided, you know what, out of nowhere, let's just not eat, period. And they didn't realize that until the last minute. It's not their fault. You know, it's amazing how all the migrants got food and water when they were camping out before they stormed the U.S. Decided, hey, everyone's getting food and water and stuff. But how come the child didn't get any? You ever thought of that? The child didn't get any. For days. Next you know, dies. And it's guess whose fault it is? Them Nazis, aka ICE. Border Patrol agents took every possible step to save the child's life under the most trying of circumstances. Maquin said, sorry if I pronounced her name wrong, as fathers and mothers, brothers and sisters, we empathized with the loss of a child. R.I.P. Jakelin. May you rest in peace. Now the news is, now that all the media's eating this up, calling, you know, the ICE patrol camps, concentration camps, comparing that to the Nazi stuff, saying like, oh, you know, they gassed them, they put them into showers for them to be melted and stuff. But in reality, their parents didn't really take good care of their own child. Oh, and by the way, I forgot what channel station it was on, but I was watching TV, and apparently there's this live-action movie that's going straight to DVD about, it's about the children that's in ICE and stuff, and they're gonna, like, definitely do comparison between the Holocaust and that. I bet you $5, because guess what? The entire movie's in Spanish, and all the kids were like, where's my mom, where's my papa, and I'm pretty sure they, all of the ICE agents were walking like Nazis, like you know, straight, and then putting their arms up and stuff. And I'm just like, wow, that is absolutely untrue, but okay. So I had enough with this. Hope you guys liked the video, because I don't. Oh yeah, and I forgot to tell you, they keep focusing on this little girl. What about the other deaths in America, where Americans being killed by illegal immigrants? They're nowhere to be seen, but all these other people. All these other people. We need to focus on them. Where's America first? Come on. Hope you guys liked the video. Go to my shirt shop if you want me to die. There we go. That makes perfect sense. Hope you guys liked the video, because we all know I didn't. And G, you already know where it is. I know we jerk off at night. See ya.